Howdy everyone, and welcome back to Starmade, here on the new and improved Shattered Skies server. That's right, the server got a restart, and apparently so did my computer. Some of you may have known, if you saw my earlier post, that I had a hard drive failure, and it was pretty nasty, lost a ton of stuff, had to reinstall all sorts of things, and of course one of the first things that got reinstalled was Starmade, and it's only fitting that being on a new server, I just have a fresh new computer as well. So, yeah. So I actually popped in and, got picked up by a little faction, the Valhalla, and they decided to help me out, help me get started and stuff. And I thought I would just pop in and do a little bit of ship construction. And it turned out that I did a lot more construction than I probably should have before I had all of my video recording software and drivers configured properly. So, let's take a look. This is the broadside. It's a cruiser-sized ship. Currently running in 94 long, 39 high, and 107 wide. Going back to some of my earlier wide builds, I don't know, I just like them. I like them a lot. But deviating from all of the prior Quantum builds, that was when I was under Quantum Quasar, and I'm now just going back to Quantum Anomaly, which is what I probably should have stayed as all along. And here you can see one of the stock stations that we have. There's been some minor improvements done to it, a few things to add some warp gates and, factories and things like that. I did not work on this station at all. It was a station that the rest of the Valhallas got and fixed up a little bit before I got popped in.
User joined your channel.
Oh, and sorry about that if you guys caught the TeamSpeak sound there. My apologies. I'm still configuring everything up. But I just wanted to show this off. I don't have a whole lot to speak of so far. Shields, of course, really hard to get a hold of in an area where, of course, blue asteroids, hard to come by, new server, everybody's trying to scope out the best spots, and right now I'm just trying to get something that isn't going to die when I go out salvaging. I'm not entirely sure what the weapons are going to be on this. I'm thinking some kind of cool cannons. I've got these bolters kind of going on, a little bit of 40K-esque look on the guns. Holes may be used for turrets, maybe just for decoration. Probably going to need some kind of anti-missile turrets on this guy. And I definitely am thinking about doing kind of like a cargo cruiser, because I've got this huge bay in here, and I think I want to actually give this guy some interior. I don't know how much of that I'm going to be able to stick to, but I think if I can stuff most of my systems into the guns and maybe some externally bits, then I should have plenty of room left over. It won't be the hardest hitting thing, it won't be the fastest or the strongest or the toughest or the most armored or any of that, but for me it'll be a halfway decent starter ship, and if I could put something cool in the cargo bay, I definitely will. I don't know what it's going to be, or if I'm even going to do it. I may just chock it all full of systems, because that's what you do when you play Starmade, is you stuff lots of systems in there and you go smack pirates around. I am having fun with this kind of angular cockpit. I like it. It's a little bit different from what I'm used to doing, and I do think this whole front area is going to be cockpit. I love the HP update and being able to put my core wherever I want, because oftentimes I want to put it like in the pilot's area or in some kind of power like core, either the cockpit or power core. That's where I like my core to be. Let's see. There's not really a whole lot to go over on this ship. Kind of small at the moment. I would like to do some neat engines. We've got Tech Dude 88 saying that he's going to go look for some more blue asteroids, so that's going to be pretty nice. And I have unread mail as well, so I'm going to take a look at that. But anywho, I just thought I would pop in and tell you all that I'm not dead. I am still playing Starmade. I am still recording, but everything is kind of different. So whereas this is technically a weekly whip report, it's in a whole new vein, and unfortunately I don't know if I'm really going to be able to bring myself to import all of the old Zorp Corp stuff. I had a lot of fun with it. There were some really cool builds, but at the same time, sometimes you just got to let it go and keep improving on your style, and I really do want to try building some different styled pieces. Like, I mean, you could tell this is something almost completely different than everything else that I've built, other than the fact that I like big gun pods and I like really wide designs. But I kind of wanted this to be a little bit faster, a little bit more Millennium Falcon-ish as I was kind of building it. So it is ranking in at not quite 3,500 mass, and it's over, let's see, what is it, 8,000, 10,000 thrust now. So huge thrust to mass ratio, and it definitely gets up to speed real quick. Well, I'm going to go ahead and show that off here. So we'll undock, and it just picks up to max speed in like 5 seconds in reverse. So, and it stops on a dime. It of course still turns like a boat because it's kind of big and Starmade's got, you know, weird things about turning. But hey, you know, that's to be expected. Jump drive's got a decent charge on it right now. I am still adding some jump drive modules in, but that's about a 10-second charge, I'd say. Pretty close. So not too shabby for a cruiser, and I think this is going to be the guy that gets me. Oh, I can see my beam. I thought I was going to have to drop down to my other camera. Haha! Hey, look at that. We can get on there without using the bottom cam. Sweet. So yeah, that's it for the broadside. Hopefully I can get some weapons in this thing. I don't know about coloring the hull because currently I've been kind of hand mining for Rammet on a planet nearby, and that took up a good chunk of time, but it was still fun, and I got enough to get me started anyway, to keep me from insta-dying if I get spit at. So that's going to be it for now. To everybody else out there, it's so good to be back. I'm so glad to be recording again, and everybody else out there, keep building.